Hello everyone. I am Crawlers and well, some pretty interesting news coming out of the Battlefield camp for you guys. Apparently DICE and EA might even have kind of heard what we've been trying to say for the past few years. Um, Maybe not. Maybe this was purely a business move as well. If you didn't know this before, DICE didn't exactly develop a battle log for Battlefield 3 and 4. ESN did, and well, that little tray icon that you see when starting the battle log, or that the voice app, what's it called, Sonar, I think. Well, that was the app that was developed by these guys, and well, either way, it's still I think this works plays well for us gamers, pun intended. The thing is, DICE is working on a launcher for Battlefield 1 that will forego the need for Battlelog or the in-browser plugin. Now, they are also apparently and quite understandably going to first implement it with Battlefield 4 and see how it works and probably get a few bugs fixed while they're at it and see how the servers handle it on their end. But the first appearance of this device should come out soon, probably in the next month or so for Battlefield 4, and just to see if it works or doesn't in time for Battlefield 1. And I think this is a very good move, especially for us gamers. I mean, I've always disliked Battlelog and its limitations, like the bad chat system, the wonky server browser, um, very little options for things like platoons, and the fact that unless you launch the game, you can't configure the options or the settings rather of the game. So you actually have to, join a server, launch a multiplayer game to actually tweak a option or like graphics option, sounds, keyboard layout, and so on and so forth. And this was just stupid. And also to set the loadout in Battlelog, you always have a certain, well, each weapon has a certain amount of slots, right, for the accessories that the weapon has. And actually, if a weapon got patched or has more accessories than slots in the Battlelog customization than the Battlelog customization allows, then it's well, it's really wonky, and you'll have to set up the customization anyway when you launch the game. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having it in the first place. The stats were always complete bullshit in Battlelog, and most of us used Better Battlelog plugin anyway, which I believe it fed off the stats of Simtic anyway. So you can't trust the stats that were native with came with the game itself, which might be the reason that EA gave up on paying ESO for it anyway, because most of us were using the Better Battlelog plugin for Chrome and such. And I mean, I was. I mean, like it or not, it all boils down to money, and EA is a business after all. And whoever used the damn mobile Battlelog app anyway, I tried it a few times, I found it, I mean, unbelievably bad. Um, the chat is crap, and that's the only thing that you could do in that app anyway. So it never worked for me. And I mean, glitched out every time when I tried to open the chat. The mobile keyboard, it just kind of glitched all over. I couldn't make it work. So I mean, it's an app that was more trouble than it was worth. And Battlelog isn't really something we need in a game like this. I mean, server browser, really, who needs a server browser in another app, really, unless without launching the game. That's the whole point of the game, to launch it. So without the game, you don't really need another thing taking up the server browser, and you have to keep it on. I mean, the browser in the background, when you have the server browser or something like that open to launch the game. And as we all know, Chrome loves to gobble up RAM, right? And yes, it was convenient opening up Medal of Honor, Low Fighter, or Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 or Hardline in, through the same single app. But really, the convenience is kind of ended there. I mean, the forum board was and always is has remained terrible. The friends limit is tiny. The overall just really very it's a useless app, and now that I think about it, I can kind of connect it to EA closing down the mobile commander app for Battlefield 4 mobile devices rather a while ago, which they did just as I bought the new and capable tablet, by the way. Still, they weren't divulging their secrets then, and I mean, kudos that they are trying now. So, thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video. It helps my channel grow. Check out my other videos at the end of this one, and remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.